Hello YouTube, Retro Prime here, how's it going? I wasn't going to do a video today because, well, basically I might be at work. But here in sunny Scotland and all over the UK we're suffering from a whiteout. It doesn't look too bad now, but it was hellish this morning. And there ain't no way I'm driving in that. Hang on, just let me... Is that me? Hello. Ain't no way I'm driving in that, so I'm not at work, basically. So, I thought I'd do a wee video because Toys R Us UK have went into administration, meaning that they will be closing all stores sometime in the near future. Although, I mean, they're saying that, like, the bigger stores that they're planning to close are closing, but some of the smaller stores and the ones that aren't, like, warehouse-based stores may stay open for the foreseeable future. Don't know what that means, but, you know, it means that for a little while longer we can still experience Toys R Us in this country, but no forever, I'm afraid. Now, I grew up in an area in Scotland, in the Scottish borders, where even when I was younger there was nothing. It didn't have any very big supermarkets, certainly didn't have any big sort of chain stores like Toys R Us and things where I lived. Everything like that, the closest place was Edinburgh, which was like an hour's journey in the car or whatever. So as kids we used to go to Edinburgh for a treat. Like, we'd get to the weekend and it's like, right, Mum and Dad would say, what do you want to do this weekend? Toys R Us, Toys R Us. And we'd go up to Edinburgh and we'd go to the zoo and we'd do other things, or we'd go swimming. But one of the things we loved doing was going to Toys R Us because it was like the advert. It's a magical place, because it was a toy store. And back in those days, all I can remember having toys at that time was like Woolworths. Woolworths had like one aisle of like toys, and there was some of them were like the mainstream toys, and the rest were like those sort of kiddie, and I'd call them cheaper toys, but they were never cheap back in the day. No like they are now. But Toys R Us was a massive bloody surprise and treat, and yeah, it was amazing. And you'd go up and it would be like amazing. You'd walk in and all these toys, and it was busy and kids everywhere. And it really was one of the sort of favourite things that me and my brother did as kids, because we'd go and we'd get a treat, and it was a day out, and it was something special, and it was like something that I remember like fondly. And that's not going to be the case anymore because they're closing. Even now, me and the kid. I mean, obviously, I still visit toy stores, but the kid does too. She's 3 and she loves going there. But she loves Smiths because it's busy and it's full, and it's like there's loads of stuff. It's just Smiths is where we go to sort of walk about and have some father and daughter toy time, whatever you call it. I don't know what you'd call it. Just that, you know, that she likes it there. Toys R Us not so much because it's cold, it's empty. It just doesn't feel like it's got any energy in it at the moment, and it hasn't for a long time. And that's maybe one of the factors that contributes to it closing down. I mean, I'll give my opinion on why I think it's closed. You know, why the Toys R Us kind of failed. I'm sure there's loads of sort of administrative reasons and financial reasons and decisions based on things that I'm too stupid and no educated enough to understand. It can't be as simple as how I see it. But you know what? Toys R Us for the longest time has just been a boring, unflinchingly rigid, non-changing entity, and it's kind of done the same thing that like places like Blockbusters and Woolworths did. They just didn't move forward with the times, and it meant that the times moved away from them, and then they become obsolete. They become dinosaurs. Because Toys R Us. Sorry, I'll look away from the camera, I think, so you can't see me going. Toys R Us, when we were younger, was a place to go to get decent, good toys that you either couldn't get anywhere else, or you know they'd imported them, or like especially Transformers and stuff like that. The bigger boxes, you never got them in Woolworths and stuff. To a certain degree, you had to go to Toys R Us to get things like that. But these days, I mean, I remember when. So it wasn't Combiner Wars. Was it Titan Returns? One of those lines recently. When they started to get the smaller, let's say it was Combiner Wars, for argument's sake. They were getting them in Toys R Us and they were like $15.99, but they were also getting them in Asda for like 11 quid. And there was loads more in Asda. So if a supermarket can provide more variety at a better price than a dedicated toy shop, I mean, that's one of the reasons I certainly prioritise Toys R Us less for going to, because and you'd get a worse deal there. You know, I mean, there's also the case of they never rotated their stock. Oh god, it's the same stuff. And what they do is they put the newer stock out, and I'm talking from a Transformer perspective because that's what I looked at these days. I mean, I did go out and look at the games and the Lego and stuff like that, and things for my kids and things like that. But the one that I paid attention to was obviously Transformers. it was just the same stuff. If they created a space, they'd stick the new stuff out. But you're talking, you've got all the old stuff. I mean, they had the Generations, it was the Thrill and 30s Generations stuff. They had that for ages, and it was at like 25, 30 quid. And this was at a time, no long after I started collecting, when B&M had the exact same figures for like 12 quid. And while I'm not expecting them to drop their price to whoever they to beat whoever they can, they still have to look at something and say, right, this isn't selling. I mean, Masterpiece figures, they'd have in it just stupid prices. Bumblebee and Spike now are like, what, 49 quid? And that's what I paid for mine at TF Nation. But still, when they released that, it was like 90 quid. It's just, they don't know, their pricing was wrong. Their supply was never consistent. It was always old stock. I mean, going to Toys R Us in Edinburgh, certainly, which when I was younger was like a huge warehouse store, massive, oh, it's just amazing, you know, all the swinging signs and the music, but they closed that down. It's a Primark now, and the one we had after that was like a little store, almost corner shop size, like it was just like convenience store sized, and they tried to cram in everything in, and it was just like you'd walk in and everyone was in your face, and you couldn't see anything. It wasn't nice to walk about. There was never anybody there. But the stock they had, they never changed it, and it was constant. I mean, I've lived near or close to Edinburgh for 2 years now, and in those 2 years, the stock rarely changed. They got the Last Night display when that film came out, and it's the same stuff. And it's like they've still got like they've got loads of those like stealth bomber Megatrons that I like. He's there somewhere, I don't know where, but and the stock just doesn't move or change. And going in, like when I went to the fort where the Toys R Us was for us. You've got a Smiths, you've got a TK Maxx as well, which I kind of check out for little sneaky Transformers. I have found a few there. But Toys R Us was always my last port of call, or my first. I'd go there first and just be like, I'll check Toys R Us just for the sake of it. And then it would be Smiths and B&M and then TK Maxx and then McDonald's for a munch. So yeah, for me, their stock was too old, it was never rotated enough, their pricing was just bizarre, and they just kind of sort of didn't roll with the times, and their supply and their pricing just stayed stagnant, and people stopped going there. Online, or buying online has just killed a lot of places, and it's fair enough. I mean, yeah, why would a consumer stick to something just because they've known it? If they can get better deals and better prices, and if they don't have to leave their house as well, that's good for a lot of people. Mums and dads these days a lot of them don't have the time to bloody go to the nearest retail park and walk around with their kids. Sometimes they just need to get home at night, get their kids in bed and go, right, we need to order that for their birthday, oh god, what we're going to do. And so I can certainly see why that would be a factor. So yeah, that's like 8 minutes of me rambling saying that Toys R Us. I guess I'm sad because I have those childhood memories that I love, and I've got memories of Toys R Us with my daughter. Some more Smiths though, but it's just like the video shop thing. Blockbuster, me and my brother got to Blockbuster as kids and renting Transformers the movie, and for some reason Care Bears the movie too as well. We loved that film. That experience, I can't do that with my daughter now. She just keeps asking for YouTube and Netflix, and she's 3. None of this, do you want to go to the video shop on Friday night? We'll get some videos for the weekend, or DVDs for the weekend. It's not as nice, it's not as quaint, everything's too accessible, everything's too easy to get at, and nothing special. I think that's a problem, well, like teenagers and stuff these days. Everything's just, they've got access to everything. New iPhone, have it. Social media, have it. What a film, download it. Everything's like, and we've got it. There's nothing, looking forward to stuff isn't as much a part of it as it was when we were younger, because everything's accessible, everything's instant downloads, instant music, instant film. Download games on your Xbox now. You don't even have to go to the shop and look at them. And that's what's killed places like Blockbuster and Toys R Us, I think, because we can't be arsed putting effort in, and kids don't care about the trip to Toys R Us now. They just want the toy. And they don't, sounds like me I suppose, but they don't want to, they don't care about the experience as much as they care about having things. It's all about owning these days, right the way up the age scale, not just kids. And that's sad, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just waffling. I just want to make a video to commemorate Toys R Us and say, I hope they find a way to save it, because they still could, I suppose, if they, you know, there is still parts of the business to sell off and buy off. They've got, it's like 15 million in debt they've got, and they can't even make it back. I I did my best. I bought a good few figures off you recently, dudes. I got Primus, Cybertron, loving it. I also picked up... Oh, I've had him for a week and I was leaving him to open and I opened him last night. Ah, it's so good. Did this in front of the wife. I went, oh, look, he's broken straight out of the packet. And she was like, oh, God, maybe that's why they're selling it cheap. And I was like, no, that's not why they're selling it cheap, darling. So, yes. Love him. Yeah. It's a sad day, I suppose. That's what I'm trying to say. So I've got a friend's child's birthday party now, so... And then I might take my daughter for a walk in the snow and we'll take photos and that kind of thing. Because the snow is lovely as much as it is inconvenient. Anyway, goodbye Toys R Us. Hope to see you again soon.